This is the chart adjustments video, and in this video we're going to look at changing the currency pairs, the step-by-step feature, fixing the scale, the tile view, the indicator list, the object list, and finally the price alert. Changing currency pairs. There are two ways to change a chart's currency pair. Right now, this chart is the US dollar Swiss franc. If I wanted it to be the Euro USD, for example, I can do that through the fast navigation bar. There's three ways to open it. It will appear as a little white box in the lower left-hand corner on the date line. I can double click in that corner. This will turn on the box. I can press my space bar and I can press my enter key. This will turn on the box. From here, I can type in the currency pair I want to change it to. Euro USD. No slashes, just all the letters. Click enter and it changes to the Euro USD. The other way is through the Market Watch window. This icon here opens the Market Watch window, and from here I'll pick a new currency pair for the Euro USD. I want to change it to the Australian dollar US dollar. Simply drag and drop the currency pair onto the chart and it will change from what it was to what it is now. Euro pound, very easy. This will not create a new chart. It will change the existing chart to the new currency pair. The step-by-step feature. There will be times when you want to advance your charts one candle at a time. Using the arrow keys on your keyboard will advance the charts 4 candles at a time, like you see I'm doing here. There are two ways to advance your charts one candle at a time. And the first one is by using the F12 key on your keyboard. And I will do this now. The F12 key is one of the more popular ways. The second way is with a button in your toolbar. Now, it's not generally in your toolbar by default, so you'll have to put it there. And it's in this area here. So I'm going to right click anywhere in the toolbar in this section. Choose Customize. And here is the step-by-step button. I'm going to click it to select it, choose Insert, and then Close. And here is the step-by-step button. Every time you click this step-by-step button, it will advance your charts forward one candle at a time. Fixing the scale. By default, your charts will show you the entire range that is in the window from the lowest low to the lowest high. And they will either compress or expand the charts to fit those parameters. So as you move, you'll see that the lowest low and the highest high in the window you're looking at is always shown on the charts. This is by default. You'll always see the price this way, but it can get inconvenient at times, especially if you want to hone in on a certain section. You can narrow the charts by dragging the price bar downwards. Click anywhere on the price bar and drag down. This will narrow your charts. To get it back to the original format, double click. This will snap it back, but you cannot expand the charts once they are full screen. Once you narrow the charts, you can expand by dragging upwards, but it will only go as far as the full screen view. There are going to be times where you want to move your charts. Now, the way to basically unlock this is to right click or press F8. We're going to go to the Properties box. Under the Commons tab, there's the Properties box. Under the Common tab, I'm going to click Scale to Fix. Press OK. And at this point, we can now move our charts as we see fit. And there will no longer be the automatic rescaling of the candles. We will have every candle represented as the candle before it. We can also squeeze the chart by dragging downwards on the price bar. We can expand the chart by dragging upwards on the price bar. And in this environment, we double click on the price bar. What will happen is the price will come to the very bottom. So the lowest low will appear at the bottom of the chart. So I'll compress it, double click, the lowest low will appear at the bottom of the chart. To turn this feature off, go back to the Properties box, turn Scale Fix off by checking it or unchecking it, hit OK, and we will resume with the default settings. tile view. We're going to talk about tiling your charts. You can have several charts displayed at the same time and neatly organized. This is tiling. We can tile them through the window tab. We can tile vertically and we can tile horizontally. Here are 6 charts tiled horizontally and the same 6 charts tiled vertically. I'm going to minimize these charts. And in order to tile a chart, we'll do this again, tile vertically, nothing is tiled because nothing is displayed. I'm going to select some charts to tile, and the only charts that will tile are ones that are not full screen and not minimized, but in their own window. Now, it doesn't matter how big the window is initially. If the chart is in its own window, it will tile. Now, we can do that with the list of currencies that are down below. We can tile all of them or just a couple. If you click on it and it doesn't open in its own window and opens full screen, double click it. Right now I'm just opening up. For example, this one is full screen, so if I double click, it will turn into its own window. If that doesn't work for you, just click the middle icon at the top here, this restore down. It'll give you the charts in its own window. Once you have done that, you've selected the ones that you want tiled, tile vertically or tile horizontally. If you have an odd number of windows, here we have 7, MetaTrader will tile them the best it possibly can into a nice even format. Tiling an even number of windows usually works best. 3, however, we'll have 1, 2, 3. So we'll get rid of all of these. Window, tile. So we have 3 charts. Because there's going to be times where you're only looking at just a couple of charts. And this way is the best way to look at all of them at one time. The order of the charts will depend on the order you have down at the bottom. In this window, you can rearrange them by hand. As soon as you tile them, though, they will pop back to their original order. You can drag and drop these into different orders. So we want the pound before the euro. This is the euro chart here. This is the pound chart here. If I drag this and place it in front of the euro, then when I retile, they will switch according to the order of the list of charts you have at the bottom. Charts will tile if there's more than 3 like this. Charts will tile vertically like you're reading columns. So let's get a few. So they are in the order going from the top to bottom in one column, top to bottom in the next column, top to bottom. So here we have the pound US dollar. That is the first one. Euro US dollar is the next. Euro yen is the next. Pound yen is the next. So as it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. If you want to remove a chart from the tile, you can minimize or maximize it. Minimize it, get it out of the group, and then retile, and you will have the remaining charts tiled. And from here, of course, any chart will be altered by the tools in the toolbar. You must select a chart first by clicking on it. Click on this, you see how that this changes a little bit different color. This becomes darker than the rest. So at this point, if we use crosshairs, it will work in the window that we've selected and not in any of the others. Unless we select a different window, use the crosshair, it will appear in this window. And the same goes for indicators. If I go to draw a trend line, it'll be in the window that is selected and not in any of the other windows. Be very careful when you are placing a trade. It is easy to click the new order button when you see a trade. Before you place the trade, click on the window that you want to trade in, the window of the currency pair. If I see a trade setting up here, right now the window is selected for the Australian dollar, US dollar. If I see a trade here, it's too easy to place the new order and then click buy or sell without checking which currency pair it's for. Get in the habit of clicking on the currency pair first, or actually placing the trade from within the window. Right click, trading, new order. That will verify and make sure that you are trading with the proper currency pair. Indicator list. We're going to take a quick look at the indicator list. This is a little window that will show you all the indicators that you have on your chart. From this window, you can edit or delete any indicator you want to. There are different ways to get to the indicator list. If you right-click on any indicator, you have access to that list down here. If you go to the Charts tab, the indicator list is at the top. If you right-click on any blank area on the chart, you will see your indicator list. Or you can just press Ctrl-I. This will open the indicator list window. From here, you can choose any indicator that is on your current chart and edit or delete them from this window. So I've got the MACD selected. I can choose edit. I can change the color. I can change the parameters. I have access to the indicator properties through this window. I can also delete an indicator. As you see, one of the moving averages has been deleted. The organization of the indicator list is quite simple. We have a list of indicators that are on the main chart. Indicators in indicator window 1, which is the top window, the second window, and the third window. And you see in indicator window 3, we have the relative strength index and a moving average. If I want to delete the moving average, I can do that from here, and the moving average is deleted off of my RSI. So you have access to all the indicators on the current chart through the indicator list window. The object list. We're going to take a quick look at the objects list. The objects list is going to show you everything that you have drawn or placed onto your charts or your indicators. Trend lines, arrows, little quotations, text. These are all considered objects. They're not indicators. They're not part of the actual trading system, and you must put them on independently. And these are called objects. Now, there is a few ways to get to the objects list. We can go charts, objects, and we can find the objects list this way. We can right-click on a blank spot on the chart, and here you'll find the objects list. And we can also go Control-B. This will open up the objects list. Now I have a chart with a few objects on it. You can see what is selected. For example, this trend line over here is selected. By checking or unchecking these boxes next to the object, you can select or not select or deselect certain objects. Objects you can label and you can describe, and that comes in handy when you're looking at the objects list. This really clears it up. So remembering to describe or label your objects when you put them on the chart really does help when you're looking at them in the objects list. Now you can delete objects through the objects list, or you can edit objects through the objects list. Let's take a look at the thumbs up, which is more than likely this one. Let's select it, and we can see there's a square appears around it, so it's selected. We can edit it. We can change the size by changing the line thickness. And OK. Double click to deselect it, or through the objects list, uncheck the box. We can delete several or one through the objects list. Control-B. This is stochastic boo, which is thumbs down. Got this one. I've selected, deselect. Doesn't matter if it's selected or not selected, as long as it's checked, you can delete it. Now before I delete it, I want to point out we have numbers here. These are the windows. 0 is the price window. So any objects that appear in the price window will be in window 0. Every additional indicator we add creates a new window. This stochastic window is window 1, and then MACD window is window 2, and the RSI window is window 3. So any objects that are in the RSI window, like this trend line for example, will be in window 3. So I can select, deselect, or just delete. And that is the objects list. Price alert. You can make MetaTrader chart alert you when the price hits a certain level. When the market hits a specific price, the MetaTrader chart will sound a chime. To do this, to create an alert, first we must open the terminal window. From here, you'll see there are a selection of tabs. We need the Alerts tab. And in the Alerts window, right-click, select Create. And from here, we will create our alert. We want it to make a sound. The symbol we use, this can be the Euro USD in this example. The condition is when the bid price, which is the price on the chart, is less than. So at this point, I want the alert at 26050. So 1.26050. So when the price drops 1/10 of a pip below this, we will get an alert. If we want to be alerted at this price, then I would go 5-1. The alert, we have a choice of different sounds. We can choose a different sound. To find a sound that you like, select one and press test. You will hear what the alert sounds like, or you can choose a different file. Doesn't have to be out of this. This is the default files you get to choose from, but you can choose music or song or something other. Maximum iterations. This means the alert will sound 1,000 times. Timeout is the time in between each time the alert sounds. If you have a siren or something, you might want it to sound 4 or 5 times with a 10-second window in between. For my alert, I just need it to go 1 time. Click test. So that everything's good. Okay. Now, if the alert sounds right away when you click OK, it means something is not right in the parameters. Right-click on the alert. Click Modify. Change what you need to change. Generally, this is the issue. Press OK. If it doesn't sound, the alert is good. To delete the alert, right-click, click Delete. Thanks very much for joining me in this video. I'll see you in the next one.